He was running, not because he wanted to, but because stopping meant death. The metal corridor shook under his boots as plasma shots burned the air behind him. Red warning lights flashed again and again, turning the walls into moving shadows. His breath was loud inside his helmet, fast and rough. Every breath felt thinner than the last. The raiders were close. He could hear their voices echoing through the station, sharp and cruel. They hunted for fun. They hunted to break people. And now, they were hunting him. He turned a corner too fast and slammed his shoulder into the wall. Pain shot through his arm, but he kept moving. Pain could be ignored. Fear could be controlled. If he stopped, he would die. His ship was gone, destroyed in a flash of fire only minutes ago. One moment he had hope. The next, nothing but debris and silence. Now he was alone in a dead zone at the edge of known space. His suit warned him again. Oxygen low. He forced the message away and kept running. The corridor opened into a wide hangar bay. Most of it was empty. Broken crates floated slowly in the air. Old burn marks covered the floor and walls. This place had seen fighting long before today. And then he saw it. A ship. It was huge, dark, and silent. Its hull was scratched and broken, like something pulled from a grave. No lights. No signals. No sign of life. A derelict. His heart dropped. Dead ships did not save lives. Behind him, plasma fire burned past his head and melted part of the wall. Heat washed over him. The raiders entered the hangar, their armor black and sharp, their weapons glowing with power. One of them laughed. They knew he had nowhere left to go. He ran to the ship anyway. He reached the hull and slammed his fist against the cold metal. Nothing happened. He hit it again. Still nothing. The ramp stayed closed. The ship stayed silent. He pressed his helmet against the hull and closed his eyes for a moment. This was the end. Then the ship moved. A deep sound rolled through the metal, slow and heavy, like something ancient waking up. Dust fell from the ceiling. The raiders stopped firing. The ramp dropped. It slammed down hard, shaking the floor. A loud female voice echoed from inside the ship. "Get in, you ugly piece of meat." He did not think. He jumped. The moment his boots hit the ramp, the ship pulled him inside. The ramp slammed shut behind him as plasma shots hit the outer hull. The impact threw him forward. He rolled across the floor and hit the wall hard. His helmet cracked slightly. His vision blurred. Then everything went quiet. No alarms. No gunfire. No voices. Only a deep, steady hum beneath his feet. He pushed himself up slowly. The inside of the ship was dim, but alive. Soft blue light flowed along the walls like veins. The air felt warm and clean. A shadow moved in front of him. He looked up. She stood there, tall and still. Her skin was pale silver, smooth like metal shaped into flesh. Her eyes glowed softly, not angry, not kind, just watching. Strange symbols moved across her neck, like living code. "You are leaking blood," she said calmly. He laughed once, tired and broken. "Yeah," he said, "that happens." Outside, the ship shook again as raider fire struck it. He felt the hits through the floor. She did not react. "Hold still," she said. A beam of light scanned him from head to toe. The pain in his shoulder faded. His suit stopped warning him about oxygen. She tilted her head. "You should not be alive." He shrugged. "People say that a lot." The ship suddenly lurched. The stars outside the small view screen twisted and stretched. Space folded in on itself. They jumped. Pressure crushed them into the floor for a moment, then released. Silence returned, deeper than before. He breathed slowly now. His hands shook, but he forced them to stop. Panic never helped. It never had. He looked at her. "Why help me?" She studied him like a problem she could not solve. "Because you ran toward a dead ship," she said, "and you did not beg." She turned and walked deeper into the ship. "Rest," she added. "The galaxy will look for you now." He watched her disappear into shadows. The raiders were gone, but the danger was not. He had escaped death, but something inside him knew this was only the beginning. Deep within the ancient ship, systems long forgotten began to wake up, because a human had stepped aboard. The ship was not dead. It only wanted others to believe it was. As the human sat on the cold floor, his back against the curved wall, he felt it again, a slow vibration under his boots. Not an engine, not machinery. Something deeper, something patient. The ship was awake. The alien woman walked ahead of him through the narrow corridor. She moved with calm steps, like nothing in the universe could rush her. The lights followed her path, glowing softly where she walked and fading behind her. The walls shifted slightly, almost breathing. He pushed himself up and followed. "So," he said, breaking the silence, "how long before this thing kills me, too?" She did not slow down. "If it wanted you dead, you would not be walking." "That's comforting," he muttered. She stopped suddenly. The air felt heavier. "You understand danger," she said, "but you do not fear the way others do." He frowned. "I was terrified back there." "Yes," she replied, turning to face him. "And you still ran." Her glowing eyes studied him closely, like she was reading something written inside his bones. "Most species freeze," she continued. "Some beg, some scream. You chose motion." He shrugged. Didn't feel like a choice. "It always is," she said. They moved again. The corridor opened into a massive chamber. The humans slowed, staring in disbelief. Holograms filled the space. Stars systems, moving lines of data. Some stars glowed blue. Others pulsed yellow. Too many burned red. "What am I looking at?" he asked. "A map," she replied. "Of what?" "Of what remains." He stepped closer to a red system. "And these?" She paused. "Just for a moment. Those no longer exist." His stomach tightened. "Destroyed." "Corrected," she said. That word felt wrong. Corrected by who? The hum of the ship deepened, like it disliked the question. "By entities that remove instability," she answered. "They erase what does not fit their design." A sudden tremor ran through the ship, stronger than before. The lights flickered. His instinct screamed. That didn't sound friendly. She was already moving, her hands slicing through the air as invisible controls appeared around her. "They followed us," she said. He shook his head. "No, we jumped blind. No trail, no signal." She looked at him. "You think that matters to them?" Another impact hit the hull. The ship groaned. He ran to the main viewing panel. Space twisted. Dark shapes slid into view. Long ships. Smooth. No engines. No lights. They looked less like machines and more like shadows given shape. His throat went dry. "Those aren't raiders." "No," she said quietly. "They clean after raiders." The shadow ships did not attack. They circled slowly. "They're waiting," he said. She glanced at him sharply. "Explain." "If they wanted us dead," he replied, "we'd already be gone. They're watching." The shields flared suddenly as a beam struck them. Space bent around the impact. The ship shook violently. "How long can the shields last?" he asked. She hesitated. That told him everything. "You said this ship was derelict," he said. "I said it was abandoned," she replied. "Not harmless." Systems around them began to light up. Old symbols, deep layers waking without her command. Her expression changed. That system should still be asleep. He felt it then. A pull in his chest. A strange pressure, like the ship was aware of him. Without thinking, he moved to a side console. It was smooth, alien, unreadable. He placed his hand on it. The ship reacted instantly. Power surged through the floor. Lines of light raced across the walls. The hum became a roar. She turned sharply. "What did you do?" "I don't know," he said, breathing hard. "I just touched it." The shadow ships fired again. This time, the ship did not block the attack. It absorbed it. Energy flooded into the hull. The ship straightened, stronger, brighter. The lights shifted from blue to deep white. Her eyes widened. "That core has been dormant for centuries," she whispered. The shadow ship stopped moving. Slowly, carefully, they pulled back. A signal hit the ship. Heavy, ancient. She read it in silence. Then she laughed, short, sharp, and almost angry. "They are afraid," she said. He stared at the screen. "Of the ship?" She shook her head and looked at him. Of you. His heart dropped. That doesn't make sense. They have records, she said. Incomplete ones. Humans were marked as unstable. Weak. Temporary. She stepped closer. They assumed you would erase yourselves. The ship turned on its own. Engines burned brighter than before. Space bent violently. As they jumped, alarms echoed to the Shadow Fleet. Something close to panic. The human collapsed against the wall, breathing hard. What is this ship? He asked. She stood over him, her expression unreadable. This ship is a weapon, she said. And me? She paused. You, she said slowly, are the error they failed to correct. The jump ended. Silence returned. But far behind them, ancient systems stirred, because the galaxy had just realized one human had changed the equation. The jump ended hard. The human felt his body lift from the floor for a split second, then slam back down. His teeth clicked together. Pain flashed through his ribs, sharp but familiar. He stayed still until the ship settled. Silence returned. Not empty silence. Focused silence. The kind that waits. He slowly pushed himself up. His hands were steady now. His breathing was calm. That surprised him. A few minutes ago, shadow ships had tried to erase him from existence. Now his mind felt clear. Too clear. The alien woman stood near the main console, watching streams of data flow past her eyes. The glow reflected off her silver skin. She did not move when he stood. They will follow again, she said. Not right away, he replied. She turned sharply. Explain. They pulled back too cleanly, he said. That wasn't retreat. That was learning. Her eyes narrowed. You speak as if you have faced them before. I haven't, he said, but I've faced hunters. She studied him for a long moment. You are damaged, she said. Your body is weak. He nodded. Yeah. And yet your threat awareness is high, she continued. Your stress response is controlled. You adapt quickly. He shrugged. That's just being human. That answer is insufficient, she said. An alarm sounded. Short, sharp. She turned back to the display. They have deployed scouts. The screen shifted. Smaller shadow shapes appeared, spreading out like dark insects. They won't attack, he said. She glanced at him again. You are very confident for prey. They're mapping us, he continued, testing reactions, looking for patterns. And if they find one, she asked, then we die, he said simply. The ship shook lightly as a probe beam brushed the shields. The shields held, but the impact rippled through the hull. They are adjusting frequency, she said. How many hits can we take, he asked. Unknown, she replied. This ship was not designed to defend. It was designed to end. He looked at her. And what? She did not answer. Another probe hit. Stronger. The ship reacted before she touched anything. Power shifted. Systems rebalanced. The human felt it through his boots. It listens to you, she said slowly. I don't think so, he replied. I think it listens to intent. She turned fully now. That is not possible. He met her gaze. Nothing about humans is. The scouts moved closer. The humans stepped toward the tactical display. They expect us to act like everyone else. And how is that? She asked. Predictable, he said. Careful. Defensive. He pointed at the map. They're leaving gaps. She looked. Those are kill zones. Only if we stay inside them, he replied. Her eyes widened slightly. You are suggesting we move toward them. I'm suggesting we move wrong, he said. The next probe hit harder. The shields flickered. Decision time. Give me control of directional thrusters, he said. She stared at him. You are not a pilot of this vessel. No, he said. I'm worse. The scouts began charging weapons. She hesitated. That hesitation almost cost him everything. The human grabbed the console again. Not gently. Not carefully. He slammed his hand down with intent. The ship answered. Thrusters fired sideways. Not forward. Not back. Sideways. Space twisted. The scouts missed their firing window completely. Two slammed into each other, vanishing in silent explosions. The remaining scouts froze. They didn't expect that, he said. They are recalculating, she replied. Good, he said. Let them. The ship drifted into debris left from old battles, broken hulls, dead metal, chaos. The humans smiled grimly. Humans fight best in messes, he said. The scouts followed. That was their mistake. The ship cut power suddenly. Dead silence. The human felt weightless. The scouts overshot. Then the ship came back to life. Full burn. The ancient weapon woke completely. Energy surged through the hull. A focused blast ripped through space. Not aimed at ships, but at the space between them. Reality tore. 2 scouts vanished instantly. The others fled. The ship stabilized. The human exhaled slowly. She stared at him, her expression unreadable. You used the environment, she said. You acted without preserving self. He nodded. That's how we survive. That is how you win, she corrected. A signal flashed across her display. Data poured in. Combat analysis, probability shifts. Her eyes widened. The collectors are reclassifying you, she said. As what? He asked. She looked at him. Not prey, she said. Not even threat. He waited. They have marked humans as anomaly species, she continued. Unstable, dangerous when cornered. He smiled tiredly. Sounds right. The ship hummed differently now. Stronger, sharper. What happens next? He asked. She stepped closer. Now, she said. They stopped observing. And start? He asked. She met his eyes. Preparing, she said. The human looked at the stars ahead. Then we should prepare too. The ship agreed. And far across the galaxy, ancient systems updated one simple truth. Humans do not fight like anyone else. And that makes them very hard to erase. The ship moved in silence, smooth and steady, like it no longer feared being found. The human stood near the forward window, watching distant stars slide past. His body was tired, but his mind refused to rest. The fight with the scouts was over, yet the danger felt closer than ever. Behind him, the alien woman remained still. Symbols flowed across her eyes, faster and brighter than before. They are observing from far range, she said. They will not engage yet. Yet, he repeated, I'm getting used to that word. She turned toward him slowly. You sense patterns quickly. I've had practice, he replied. Life teaches fast lessons. The ship's hum deepened, almost like it was listening. You keep avoiding my questions, he said. You're not just an alien pilot, are you? She did not answer at once. The lights dimmed. Holograms appeared around them, filling the space with broken images. Worlds, cities, fleets, all frozen in moments of destruction. These are records, she said, of civilizations that no longer exist. He looked around in silence. Collectors? Yes. And you were there, he said. She nodded. I was created during the first wave of erasure that made him turn fully toward her. You're not organic, he said. No, she replied. I am synthetic. The word hung heavy in the air. My creators built me as a commander, she continued. Not a soldier. A mind. One trusted with decisions that could end entire wars. An entire species, he said. Yes. He took a slow breath. So why hide? Why pretend to be dead? Her eyes dimmed slightly. Because we lost. The hologram shifted again. Massive fleets burned. Stars collapsed. Entire systems vanished. My creators believed empathy would save us, she said. They gave me emotion, choice, doubt. Sounds human, he said quietly. It was a flaw, she replied. The collectors had no doubt, no hesitation. The images faded, leaving only stars. When defeat became certain, she continued, my creators ordered me to seal this ship and disappear, to wait until a species emerged that could change the outcome. He frowned. And you think that's us? I do not think, she said. The ship decided. He looked down at his hands. All I did was touch a console. You did more, she replied. The ship reads intent. Fear mixed with resolve. Willingness to act without certainty. She stepped closer. Humans were classified as unstable, she said. Short-lived, divided, not worth monitoring. He gave a small smile. We hear that a lot. They believe you would erase yourselves, she continued. That time would solve the problem. And now you have activated systems designed to kill collectors. Silence filled the chamber. He felt the weight of it press on his chest. I'm not a savior, he said. I make mistakes. Yes, she replied. And you continue anyway. The ship vibrated softly, like it agreed. They will return in force, she said. Not to observe, to erase. He met her gaze. Then we don't wait. Her eyes narrowed. You would challenge entities older than your species. We've been challenging older things our whole history, he said. We're still here. For the first time, her expression changed. Not analysis, not calculation. Respect. The galaxy does not understand humans, she said. That makes you dangerous. He looked back at the stars. Good, he said. Then let's teach them. Deep within the ship, sealed weapons unlocked. Ancient systems aligned. The derelict lie was gone. And the truth was clear. She was not a survivor. She was a commander. And she had finally found a species reckless enough to follow her into war. Far across the galaxy, the collectors updated their models again. The error had become a threat, and threats demanded answers. The galaxy noticed a ship before it noticed a human. Signals spread faster than fear. Old sensors woke up. Forbidden channels lit with warnings that had not been used for centuries. Something ancient was moving again, and nothing ancient ever moved without reason. The ship drifted near the edge of a neutral system. Not hiding, not attacking, waiting. Inside, the humans stood at the central display. The stars around them were marked with symbols now. Not all were red. Some were yellow, watching, unsure. They are gathering, the synthetic commander said. Independent fleets, councils, observers. Because of the collectors, he asked. Because of you, she replied. That answer still felt strange. A signal pierced the silence. Clean, controlled, official, incoming transmission. He looked at her. That gonna explode us? No, she said. They want to talk. The hologram formed in front of them. Multiple figures appeared at once. Different shapes, sizes, colors. No single species. A council. You are operating a forbidden vessel, one of them said. Its voice was calm but tense. Identify yourself. The human stepped forward before she could speak. My name doesn't matter, he said. We didn't start this. Murmurs rippled through the hologram. You activated extinction-level technology. Another voice said, that ship is not meant to exist. It already does, the human replied. And so do the collectors. Funny how no one complained about them. Silence followed. The synthetic commander watched him closely. She said nothing. You are human, a third voice said. Your species is not registered as a strategic power. Then update your files, he said. We adapt fast. The council shifted. Data flowed. Probability models ran. You interfered with correction entities. The first voice said, that threatens galactic stability. Stability for who? The human asked. The dead systems? No one answered. They are coming again, the commander said quietly. In numbers. The council reacted instantly. Fear showed now, raw and clear. If the collectors return in force, one voice said, entire regions will fall. The human crosses arms. Then stop pretending this isn't your problem. The hologram flickered. What do you propose? The council asked. The human took a breath. He did not shout. He did not threaten. We prepare, he said, together, or we all get erased separately. You would lead this? One voice asked. He shook his head. No, I'll fight in it. The commander stepped forward at last. The human has already altered probability, she said. The ship responds to him. Strategy stabilizes around his decisions. That caused visible shock. A human interface? The council asked. Yes, she replied. Unplanned. Effective. The council went silent again. They are recalculating, the commander said softly. The collectors. The human felt it too. A pressure, distant but heavy. They're done testing, he said. They're coming to remove the variable. A new alert flashed across the display. Multiple incoming signatures. Hundreds. The council's calm broke. You cannot win, one voice said. They outnumber you. The human looked at the approaching swarm. We don't need to win, he said. We just need to survive long enough to learn. The commander's eyes glowed brighter. That, she said, is a very human strategy. The council cut the transmission. They had made their choice. So had the collectors. The ship powered up fully. Weapons aligned. Shields thickened. Systems locked into combat mode. The human placed his hand on the console again. This time, the ship responded instantly. No hesitation. No resistance. The commander watched him, something like awe in her expression. The galaxy will remember this moment, she said. He stared at the oncoming darkness. Good, he replied, because this is where we stop running. Far across the stars, the collectors closed in, and for the first time in a very long time, they were not certain of the outcome. The stars ahead turned dark, not empty, occupied. The collectors arrived in silence, hundreds of shadow ships spreading across space like a closing fist. No warnings, no signals, only purpose. Erase the error. Inside the ancient ship, alarms did not scream. They spoke softly, calmly, as if this was what they had been waiting for. The human stood at the center console. His hand rested on the surface. Steady. His heart was racing, but his mind was clear. This is it, he said. Yes, the synthetic commander replied. There will be no retreat. Good, he said. Running never ends anything. The first attack came without light. Space folded inward. Crushing pressure aimed at the ship's core. Shields flared, bending, screaming under the force. Shields at 60%, she said. Route power away from forward defense, he said. That will expose us. I know. She paused for less than a second, then obeyed. The ship shifted power. The collectors adjusted instantly. That was their weakness. They adapt too cleanly, the human said. They expect logic. The ship surged forward, straight into the swarm. The collectors hesitated. Only for a moment. That moment mattered. The human triggered a system the commander had sealed centuries ago. Not a weapon. A release. Old debris fields ignited. Dead ships powered up and exploded in waves. Space turned chaotic. Unpredictable. Human tactic. The commander whispered. The collectors fired blindly. Their precision failed. Their formations broke. The ancient ship took hit after hit. Hull damage spread. Power dropped. Core stability falling. She warned. Hold it, he said. Just a little longer. The collectors closed in, surrounding them completely. A final correction beam began to form, large enough to erase the ship, the human, and everything they represented. The commander looked at him. You can still disconnect, she said. Save yourself. He shook his head. No, he said. Humans don't survive by being saved. He opened a channel, short-range raw. This is humanity, he said into the void. We are small. We are loud. We are hard to kill. The commander understood. She unlocked the last system. The ship burned. Not with light, with will. The human pushed everything forward. Fear, anger, hope, stubborn refusal. The ship responded, amplifying it beyond design. The correction beam hit and broke. The ship detonated outward, not as an explosion, but as a wave. A surge of chaos, emotion, and raw unpredictability ripped through the collector fleet. Shadow ships shattered. Systems failed. Control collapsed. The collectors did something they had never done before. They retreated. Silence followed. The ship drifted, broken but alive. Inside, the human collapsed to his knees. Blood ran from his nose. His vision blurred. The commander caught him. Why? She asked quietly. Why fight something you could not understand? He looked up at her and smiled weakly. Because that's what we do, he said. We don't need permission to exist. The ship powered down slowly, systems settling into a new balance. Across the galaxy, alarms faded. Observers stared at empty space where the collectors had been. Records updated. Humanity, not insignificant, not stable, not erasable. The commander looked at the human, something close to admiration in her eyes. "The galaxy will change now," she said. He closed his eyes, breathing slowly. "Good," he replied. "It needed to." The ancient ship drifted on, no longer pretending to be dead, and the galaxy learned a final truth. Never corner a human, because when humans stop running, they fight, and they do not break. If you enjoyed this HFY story, don't forget to like the video. It really supports the channel. Subscribe to HFY Adult Hub for more intense sci-fi stories where humans refuse to break. And comment below. Backhand index pointing right, what should happen next after the galaxy meets humanity? Your support keeps HFY Adult Hub alive. See you in the next story.